The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
Absolute good news that we have now is that we for surely know that this has got to be the bottom, the very bottom gutter pickings for SPACs. Thanks to this guy who also just helped put a little frosting and then just one more cherry on top of the leaning tower of death of SPACs. What am I getting at? PSTH, the ticker. Okay, so they're getting sued. Well, the public shareholders getting sued? I don't even know. I think just Bill Ackman, maybe just Pershing Square, Tontine Holdings, is getting sued by some guys who were involved with PSTH, and maybe some other investors that are kind of with them that are trying to do like a class action lawsuit thingy. Long story short, I don't think the lawsuit's going to go too far. It's basically saying Ackman's calling it a SPAC, but it's not really a SPAC. Kind of, but yes, but it's in that gray area, which means nothing's going to happen. Yada, yada, yada. Well, that kind of happened, so that wasn't very good for PSTH, right? Because someone is going to sue them, right? It doesn't look good. This is an actual lawsuit, too. It's not just like one of those random, we are investigating the SEC for the SPAC, that we get over almost all SPACs where the lawyers just line up trying to just do a cash grab. It's not that. This is an actual lawsuit coming after him. What does he do the next day, maybe the day after that? He comes out with, this ridiculously long letter. I don't even know. It's like 8 pages or something. August 19th. Dear Pershing Square Tontine Holdings shareholders, a purported shareholder filed a lawsuit. Okay, that was 2 days before PSTH invested in the IPO proceeds and security, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Okay, I don't think it's going to happen. If you want to read more, come to the website. I don't even think we have a unicorn left, by the way. I think we're just done here. I don't know. Could he pull a rabbit out of the hat? While we believe the lawsuit is meritless, the nature of the suit and the legal system make it unlikely that it can be resolved in the short term. Needless to say, he breaks down and says he's actually talking to multiple targets. The universal thing, that also didn't help SPAC, but that didn't work out. So he's now blaming this lawsuit on the fact that it's going to take longer to figure this out because now he's got to deal with the lawsuit. We have like a year or less left for this thing to even find something. So what does he do towards the end of this? He makes you feel just okay. He said, all is not lost, however. Thank you, Bill. As we've previously disclosed, we have been working on obtaining approval for something else. The launch of Pershing Square Spark Holdings Limited. Spark, if we are successful in securing Spark's approval, and I am confident that we will get it done, he says. We will have a clear path. Remember, he also said he was confident he was going to get a deal done before this year started. 9 months ago. Right? We will also have a clear path to mitigate the harm that this litigation has and will continue to cause to the PSTH shareholders and warrant holders. Notice how I didn't talk about the call holders, because did you know if you have options on something, you're technically just like an outlier. You don't really own or have any vote in anything. You're just kind of the dude that's just there for the money, like a dirty conservative or something. I don't know. I'll keep going with this. He says, we intend to seek shareholder approval to return to PSA's cash in trust. Wow, that doesn't sound good. What did this first part mean? Are you confused? You should be, because that's all this is. What's going on? We have PSTH. Remember before he was saying with the universal deal, we might like switch it up and switch stuff to Spark instead of PSTH because we made it way too confusing, even for the SEC to figure out. All right? So he's saying we still might have to do that. Send it over to Spark. And said, in fact, he thinks he's going to get it approved. He's all for it. We intend to seek the shareholder approval to return PSTH's cash in trust if and when SPARC is approved by the SEC. So he's trying to get SPARC approved. When that is, then PSTH shareholders are going to have to vote to approve to return, basically bankrupt PSTH and move the money to SPARC. Is there really a big change if you're just holding on commons or warrants? Well, commons, not really, but we still don't know how the deal is going to look. Warrant holders, probably. Because what this just did, well, all this other stuff combined did now is tank not only the commons who are sitting below trust, but now the warrants are completely toast. Those used to have an optical floor at like what, $5? I didn't even check them today, man. What are they down to, like $1.50 or something? $2? I don't know. I'm sure they tanked though. People are getting hurt. He is losing people tons and tons of money here. This is not good. Anyways, if the SEC approved it, then PSTH people have to vote and approve it too. I think the loyal Billonites will probably approve it. I think you're gonna have a lot of pissed off individuals, rightfully so though. Because this deal, moving PSTH to SPARC, is going to hurt, again, your warrants. It's also going to probably liquidate your calls. Assuming SPARC is approved by the SEC and the SPARC warrants are approved for listing on the NYSE, if PSTH has not by then entered into a merger transaction, we intend to seek PSTH shareholders' approval to enable us to return shareholders the $4 billion of cash PSTH holds in a trust. Following return of the cash, we expect SPARC to issue one SPARC distributable warrant for each PSTH warrant and one SPARC warrant for each outstanding PSTH common share. So 1 for 1, what is that actually going to mean? Did you see in here though, there is a small chance. There is a small chance that PSTH can enter into an agreement before SPARC is done. So there is a slim chance with that. There's a chance. But he's already blaming the lawsuit thing and saying that that's going to make it so we might not be able to get PSTH done anyway. And he obviously doesn't want PSTH anyway. And so I bet you he's going to purposely make it take too long or purposely make it take to the time where SPARC is finally approved. As a result of the above, PSTH shareholders will receive $20 per share in cash. Right now, the commons of PSTH are under that. So we could actually do an arbitration play on it. You can get it for like $19.80 right now. So you're, I don't know. My money, I think, can make a little bit more money faster in other places. $19.80 to $20, boo-hoo. And one SPAC warrant for each share they own. This will entitle shareholders to invest in their next initial business. You see this though. And one SPARC warrant for each share that they own. This is still all like kind of speculative though fluff. Like until we see the actual contract, I'm not even believing this. This could happen. This could actually be really good. So the comments could end up with a little bit more sprinkle on top. But I'm not going to hold my breath at this point. I'm almost embarrassed to do this video, man. I mean, it's just like, it's just pathetic. Combination of share price equal to SPARC's NAV. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Do you want me to keep reading? I'm not going to read anymore. I will. I'll read what he says here. SPARC's approval, this is how he's going to try to pitch it, will allow us to return your cash. Huh? Return our cash? So hold it till X amount of date and then we might get like 5% on our money. Number 2, preserve the opportunity for your investment in the next business combination for SPARC's cash NAV per share. Here's the deal. This is kind of true. If he does pull a rabbit out of the hat, if we do get something rad, I don't know. Will it happen? I don't know. But if that does happen, you could end up sitting pretty. It's kind of the same deal if you're just holding the commons, or honestly. It's just a little funky, a little rocky, and it's still gonna take some time. Number 3, he said, protect the long-term value of distributable warrants by replacing them with SPARC warrants, distributed warrants. We expect the PSTH shareholders will be highly supportive of the necessary rule change. No, I don't. People don't like change, man, especially when it comes to money. When you make a deal, you say, buy this, this is what we're going to do, here's the rules, it's going to be the best SPAC for the buyer ever. People just don't like it, dude. Recap. If approved by the SEC, they would buy back your PSTH shares at NAV and give you Spark warrants. Sweet. That's just, again, what he's fluffing right now. Deal's not done. You'd lose anything above $20 though. Keep that in mind also. If the stock actually goes to like 20 bucks, or I'm sorry, 21, I don't see it happening. But it could. And that's where it can get wonky. Like say PSTH, say next week we get a rumor. PSTH is rumored to take Panera Bread. Right, Panera Bread, sweet. And the stock goes to $23. Well, and then 2 months later he announces, yeah, so we're actually just going to convert the PSTH over to the Spark. It's ready. Aren't you guys excited? The dumb people will be like, yeah. And the other people will be like, wait a minute. Didn't he say that no matter what, we're only going to get $20 for our commons? So then it will tank. Or say we get a good LOI and it just completely fizzles out because people know it's a max of 20 because it's probably going to get ticker changed over to the Spark ticker. It's just a mess. How am I playing this? Honestly, I'm just out, dude. I can't. I can deal with it, but why? There's so many more opportunities in the market, man. This is the last video starring Mr. Ackman. This is it. The biggest problem is the lawsuit. If the claim is validated also, by the way, because that could happen. If that lawsuit becomes validated through the courts, it would be catastrophic to SPACs. A bunch of people got burned with the PSTH deal already multiple times because of the dude, and going to try and ruin it for the rest of us. Yep. Meritless lawsuit, blah, 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 blah. As largest SPAC ever, he says. PSTH, I'm over it. What about your calls? Again, if you have calls, they might be burned out, toasted. You know, you could probably sell them for something, but you could be absolutely toasted, and I'm totally sorry, but guess what? You're not alone because I'm with you. Okay, you feel better now? Probably not. More bad news. Not done yet. So I didn't even realize this because there's so many of these terrible articles coming out. This is gonna hurt. Let me just read it. Riding high on this new licensing deal, Fanatics, which I hope goes to the stock market. It will go to the stock market. I think it'll do very well. Could consider trying to acquire one of the three major card companies, Panini, Upper Deck, or Topps. Interesting. A person familiar with the company's thinking said that would mirror its strategy to appeal to the apparel company Majestic, which it acquired after winning the rights to Major League uniforms that Majestic previously held. Whoa, back up. What's going on? So, you remember the MUDS deal? The MUDS SPAC? This is so bad, dude. I'm embarrassed to talk about this almost. So bad. Topps, after losing baseball licensing deal, ends its IPO plans. Topps Baseball, they've been around for like, dude, I don't know, 75 years. Your grandpa has been opening packs of these, your dad has, and probably maybe you have. Topps lost, Topps can't make baseball cards anymore. 70 years it's been going on. Why? Because the MLB got sold out, bought out the card section by a company called Fanatics. Right? So the MUDS deal, like they pulled out. They're like, dude, we're out. So they just tanked the deal. The vote was like, it was supposed to be like next week or something to merge. Terrible for the people in MUDS, dude. Terrible for SPACs. It's terrible, but guess what else we have? So here's some more information. In a sweeping recording of the trading card universe, unions representing players in the Major League Baseball, MLB, Baseball, National Basketball Association, NBA, and the National Football League, the NFL, have struck exclusive agreements with a new company controlled by online sports merchandise retailer Fanatics. people familiar with the matter said, the deals break the grip that incumbent icon Topps had and held onto the baseball card market since the 50s. The basketball and football players had deals with Panini America Inc. So, it's not just MUDS that got ruined here. MUDS gone. It's also Slam. Remember that video I did on Slam, dude? They literally, now they just lost all the basketball and football player deals to Fanatics. All three unions will have stakes in the entity that will now have control of the most lucrative sports trading card asset in the country. MLB and the NBA have also struck deals with the new business and will also have a stake. Topps and Panini did not immediately respond to request for comment. So the A-Rod deal, Slam, it's toast. It's not toast. He still could actually take him if he does. I think it's going to be terrible now because they just lost the basketball and the football. They still probably have the college stuff, like my last video I was pointing out, which is huge. But if you lose basketball and football, I mean, dude, this is just bad. So this is my FUD video for SPACs over the weekend. I'm sorry if you were in any of these plays. I don't see how SPACs could look any worse than they do currently right now. Of course, that opens up the opportunity for maybe some deals, but I don't know. Honestly, I just haven't been buying stuff. You know, I'm just not even buying the dips right now until there's something that tries to save it. I mean, I'm still sitting in stuff, you know, like GGPI, you know, trying to get Polestar and all that. I'm still in Red Ball. Red Ball comes to mind. You know, hopefully we can get Fanatics though. Like, what if Red Ball can get Fanatics? Sweet, I'll take that. But I'm not holding my breath till I see it anymore. It just is what it is, dude. It's just a clown posse now. So we're moving on. We got a bunch more plays we're working on, but we're gonna move on from here. Sorry if you're in these plays. We will see you out there on the next one.
Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.